Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Allen Maldonado, and this is another episode of Mal 20 Mindset. This is a running podcast for running enthusiasts, elite runners, novice runners, and those that love supporting the runners in their lives. I got an incredible guest, an incredible runner, went from non-runner to ultra marathoner. Welcome to the show, Alex Hermanson. How you doing today, brother?
Thank you. I'm doing so well. Better now I'm talking to you.
Man, appreciate it, brother. Well, listen, I wanna get right into it. I know your story is fascinating. Like, where did it all begin? Where did running begin? Was it you looking for therapy? Was it fitness? Like, what turned you on to running?
Yeah, I mean, running goes back to before this, where I enjoyed running to where I really hated running. I actually hated it so much. I played college baseball,
Okay.
and I failed our fitness test 8 times my freshman year,
And what was the
and
fitness test? Like,
it
how
was
many?
a mile and a half in
It was
nine
a
and a half minutes.
Okay.
And that, for me, that's like blazing saddles. That's 6:20 pace. That's no joke.
Right,
And
right.
so I failed it so many times, and I'm like, I hate running with a burning passion. I'll never do this. The fact that people went out for runs for fun sounded insane to me. So
Yes.
then I come back, and what is it? I guess 5 years later, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should make this running thing my whole life. So I got into it though, because I was just in horrible shape to start with. Like, I knew I
Okay.
needed to make some kind of lifestyle change,
Yeah.
but also my girlfriend was training for the New York City Marathon, and I
Okay.
was so mean to her that whole training block. I was like, "You're crazy. You should do anything but run 20 miles on the weekend. Like, what the hell are you doing?" And
Just
so
oh my God, just all the deterrent, just
all
every
everything.
obstacle. I love it. I love
I
it. I love it.
remember her the morning she got in. She's like, "I have a hold on my credit card. This can't be real. I actually got in," because she got into the
Wow.
lottery, which is
Yes, you
crazy.
won the lottery.
She won the lottery.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, oh, and she's so impressive too. She had never run a marathon prior to this one. She just, is such an athlete and such a determined person.
I
So
mean,
I
she has to be with you on the sidelines.
I know, because I was so harsh. And then as soon as that day came around and she ran the New York City Marathon, we were out there cheering in Brooklyn, cheering on
Yeah,
Fifth Ave. Oh, man, I started crying so many
yeah,
times that day just
it's like
watching
that.
people accomplish their dreams.
Hmm.
And then at the end of the day, I looked at my best friend who was sitting there with me, and I was like, dude, I'm doing this next year. And the rest is history. I picked up the shoes the next day and ran the New
Yeah.
York City Marathon the next year.
Wow.
So that
Wow, man.
was,
Listen, like that story just took sort of the next question. Um, just took it out as far as like, how did you decide to run this marathon? Just because New York is special, man. I try to tell people I've ran, Chicago, I've ran several of the majors. Um, and nothing has compared to New York in the fanfare, how at every mile, every inch of that marathon, there are fans cheering for you in a way that, um, that's why I love marathons. It's a safe space where everyone in the audience, whether you know them or not, are rooting for you. And if you just get in eye contact with these people, you can feel that to be earnest. And that's something that's you don't really get anywhere else. So you decide to do this marathon. Your girlfriend is a superhero. Um, let's talk about training. Like, what did training teach you? Because now you just witness your girl do it, and now you got to go through the rigorous days and miles that comes with marathon training. So, what did it teach you?
I learned really quickly how good she was at it. how how ridiculously good she debuted with like a 3:45 marathon. Like,
Oh
nobody does
wow!
that,
Right,
right?
right.
And so I remember the hardest part of kind of once you get into the marathon training, right? So I
Yeah.
did my time per se. I did the really hard part of getting started walking a lot, not
Okay.
really running as much, but just walking and kind of taking my time to build up to it. And then once we get into actual marathon training, and you have that first block, I mean, it was like 6 miles on a random Tuesday morning, and that was all the miles I could imagine at the time. I'm
For the
like,
week.
she would come home from like 10 miles, 12 miles a day. And I'm like, I'm doing half of that. How is she doing this?
Yeah.
So I had to get over that rather quickly. I had to understand that our training blocks were going to look a lot different, and mine was really just to get to the finish line, however that
Mhm.
looked. Whereas hers was like, all right, now there's like we can do this for some time.
Wow.
So the training block then turned to a lot of just time on feet, right? Just
Mhm.
figuring out ways to, be up on my feet for 4 hours, even if it meant going on my run, then walking to the farmer's market or something,
Yep.
and
Yep.
just spending time or going to the mall and maybe doing my favorite thing, which is shopping. So it's like, you can kill 2 hours pretty quickly
Yeah.
doing a
Oh,
little bit of
yeah.
shopping.
Yeah.
So, it was just finding different ways to stay on my feet and build up my leg strength because at this point, I mean, that was all that I really needed to accomplish
It was just
because
about completing.
yeah, we're just trying to get across the finish line. I could not have cared less if I finished in 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. That was that was just, let's just go have fun and
Yeah.
see
Oh, yeah.
what
The
we can
goal is
do.
the goal, man. I've helped, I believe 15 people run their first marathon, and I think that's the biggest mistake that a lot of people on their first time, they try to go for a time and
Yep.
they try to PR their first race, and it's like whatever your time is your PR. Like that's the
You
PR. This
can't
is
you
the
can't not PR today. That's
Yeah,
the best
right,
part.
right, right. You can't lose today. Like take the pressure off. Like
Let me ask you this, how many of those people came to you after running a half marathon, they were like, "Oh, I'm ready for it. Let's go for the full one now."
oh, let me see. None of them. 'Cause
Really?
like not in the
Oh,
idea, just because they were a lot of them were already they didn't run the half marathon until they decided to do the marathon. Like it was a
good
part
for
of
them.
training. Yeah, it was a part of training. So it wasn't like they did it and it was like, okay, I'm ready. Like, no, it was just a part of our training that we did a half marathon instead of just doing it out on the street. We just joined a race,
Yep.
and that's so they didn't have that sort of epiphany like, oh, I want to go for the full thing. So definitely different.
The amount of people that have come to me and they're like, "How much harder is the marathon than the half?" Like, the half felt pretty and I'm like,
It's
"Imagine that."
Yeah,
But then, like, you think it's doubly as hard, but it's really about 27 times harder.
correct.
And just for the exact name of the show, the Mile 20 Mindset,
Yes.
you don't experience Mile 20 in a half marathon.
No, you don't.
Oh,
No,
you're
you
you're
don't.
you're not ready for that kind of pain.
Yeah, yeah. And before we get there, let's talk about the like race day on your first day, like because there's one thing to be a part of the crowd, and then there's another to actually be a part of the marathon. Like take me to race day as this you literally was talking crazy to your girlfriend, your girlfriend about how crazy this is. And now and you ran New York, is that correct?
Yep, yep, New
And
York
you're
was my
at one of the
first.
biggest marathons in the world.
It was the biggest that year, like, broke the record.
Oh,
Like,
so what? Take me to race day. Like what, before we get into the mile 20, because we're gonna definitely get there. Like race day, what were the feelings you were feeling?
oh, I was shockingly relaxed. I
Okay.
think that something about understanding that, a race is, like, a very controlled environment in the
Hmm.
sense that, like, the worst thing that could happen today is you just take a lot longer on your feet and everything hurts a lot longer. I mean, it's just like dealing with the pain of it. So once I kind of came to be okay with that, it was really just a matter of, executing, keeping my feet moving forward.
Okay.
So in the morning, I get to Race Village or we're over on Long Island,
Right,
right?
right, right, right. Where
No,
everyone
Staten
is
Island.
wrapped in foil. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's wrapped in foil. It's 5 in the morning because you have to be there for some reason 22 hours before you actually start the
Yep.
race.
Yep.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, sitting on the corner, wrapped up in our foil, eating our Dunkin' Donuts, sipping on
The
some
bagels.
coffee. Yeah, eating some bagels or whatever. And then, you know, the 4 hours that I had to wait before my corral flew by, actually. It was remarkable how fast it felt because next thing you know, you're getting packed into your corrals and
Yeah.
this was my first big race. I had never done anything other than like a local 5K, 10K, or like
Right.
half marathon. So getting like actually like feeling like you're being corralled kind of uncomfortable. You don't really like that very much. So if there was any point where my anxiety kind of peaked in the morning, it was at this moment when they shut the gates literally behind
Yeah.
you and they're like, just start walking.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
feels wrong.
So you're at the gun goes off and you're at the start line. What are the thoughts that are running through your head as you take your first few steps starting the marathon? Like
Man, the
you
Verranzano's so much bigger than I would have ever imagined. You ever drive over that thing? You're over it in a minute and a half.
Yes, yes.
Running upwards, it takes 12 minutes.
It's like, wait a minute. Like,
Yeah.
this is a roller coaster ride. I can hear
Truly.
every clink going up to the it's high. Yo, that's a big
Yeah.
bridge.
So it was that, and then 2, that cannon scared the shit out of me. Like, whose idea was it that we set off a cannon every 45 minutes to start this thing?
It's nuts.
We could have done with 1 cannon shot. I've told Ted Metellus this multiple times now, because every time I'm like, dude, we could have done 1 cannon and been fine the rest of the day.
Already. It started.
Yeah, just give me like a horn, little little
A
blow
thumbs
horn.
up could work. A thumbs up.
Anything other than that. And then 3, it was like, this is real. We're really doing this now.
Yeah.
And I think that we put so much stock as runners into race day, where it's like this big, crazy, magical thing where it's like, oh, and like you watch the videos online and they kind of fly by. So it's just this great, beautiful, video or thing in front of you. Once you're on the course, you're like, oh, this is like very chill and this is very real. And I have to take all of these steps now. That's the only way we're getting to the end of this. And the kind of the serenity that kind of takes over your body is like, whoa, okay, we're in this thing. Let's go.
Yeah, it becomes this peaceful chaos.
Yes. Up until you get, so like if we're talking about going through the race, up until you get to like Williamsburg, where people actually start patting you on the back and stuff, and you're like, oh, this is real chaos.
Oh yeah. This
is real.
And the New Yorkers are drunk by 7 a.m. It is
hammered.
lit. It is lit. So let's get into it. Let's get to the mile 20 mindset. As far as at every race, you have this wall where your mind, body, and soul begins to attack you, to tell you to stop. You have those conversations of like, why am I doing this? Why did I pay for this? When did that happen? What mile, and what were you thinking?
For me, it was mile 18.
Okay.
And I will never forget it because that's the first time I've ever thrown up from running. You don't forget your first.
No, you don't.
In any way, shape, or form. So I don't know what went wrong. I'd done my 20 miler, taken all my fuel the same exact way, drank my water the same way. But for some reason at mile 18, my stomach wanted to start giving me problems, and it got really, really, really hard. And that's where, I was saying with the half marathon jump, it's like people are like, oh, that's doubly as hard. No, because there's this obstacle. Like you were saying, where your mind is telling you that you cannot go any further.
Yep.
It's going to go so far as to make you throw up.
Yep.
Because it doesn't want you to continue on this path that you're quite literally following. Mile 18 is where I really just, I broke. And I was like, wow, this is now the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. And how do I get out of this? Because there's still another 8 miles left to go. And 8 miles is not a small amount of distance, That's at least an hour and 10 minutes or hour 20 minutes of work if I start moving well. So, we hunker down. I luckily ran into some friends right around mile 20 and was able to eat some solid food. I can't remember what they gave me. I think it was maybe a donut, maybe a bagel, maybe a pretzel. Whatever it was, it did the trick. It felt much better than sucking down another one of those gels.
Yeah.
So up until the finish, then I didn't really consume anything because I just couldn't keep it down. I didn't feel like I didn't feel comfortable even trying to eat any more gels.
Right.
So from there till mile 26.2, it was just a grind. Fighting that mile 20 kind of wall.
Yeah.
We never got over the wall. We were just pushing the wall. It's like if the wall could move, that's what was happening. The wall was just continuing to move with every single step until the finish line. At no point did it get easy
I
again.
didn't get over it. It
I
didn't
didn't
go.
get
It was
over it.
just uphill. It was no downhill. Oh man, that's funny. So tell me, like you since you carried the wall with you from mile 18 to 26.2, how did it feel when you finally crossed the finish line?
That was a reward. That was the thing that, you dream of. I think as many runners feel when you cross that first, doesn't even have to be a marathon, but like your first big finish line. For me, that was the one. That was the one that was like
Mm,
you did this work for 20 weeks where you were just building up for this one race, and then you get it and it pays off. It pays off really, really hard, and it feels really, really great. And, I was able to look back at the race in rose-colored glasses rather quickly and be like, "Oh,
mm,
we really could have turned that thing up. It wasn't that hard for the last 8 miles." It was that hard. In the moment, it was the hardest thing you could have ever done. But
right,
because I did that, I thought to myself, "Okay, we can take this a step further. We can either get really much better at this marathon thing because that was not the performance we like, could all dream of course.
right.
It's the first one. And two, I think I can genuinely just run further. I can just push myself to go further, which got me very curious about the ultra thing. So I was like, okay, if I'm not the fastest guy on the course by any
Right,
means, but I could go a lot longer. I could just keep my
right.
body moving forward for a much longer time than this. So that was kind of the birth of the, all right, maybe we go a little bit further than this
Yeah, no, because
26.2 thing.
that was my next question as far as like how has the marathon changed you after that first marathon accomplishing this personal feat? Like how has it changed you? And of course, because I'm definitely want to ask about the ultra marathons because I have yet to do one, and I do plan on making that jump and getting one under my belt.
Okay.
But yeah, so how do you think it affected you after crossing?
Oh, it turned me into such an asshole. It made me let everyone in my life know that I was a marathoner.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I am so much better than everyone in my life. Are you kidding me? You didn't do that.
Yes, 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 yes.
No, but in all seriousness, it really did boost my confidence, and not necessarily in an egotistical way, but it made me feel like for the first time in many years, I started something, I continued on with that thing, and I didn't stop until I saw it
Mm,
through. And that was really rewarding, and it was a confidence builder because I was during the pandemic, man. I don't know if you remember, but like it was
yeah.
pretty easy to be down on yourself,
Yes, it
and
was.
like I was as down on myself as I had ever been. So, coming off of that and finding the confidence to start running, but also, pull through and get to that finish line really made me feel great. Like
Yeah.
that was almost a high that, couldn't be replicated, until the next marathon, of course, because
Yeah.
it couldn't just stop there.
Right, right. So before we go into the ultra marathons, what would be your biggest tip to anyone that is on the fence or even just thinking about running their first marathon? What would be your biggest tip to them?
Uh, don't take the idea of running a marathon too seriously. Take the training seriously, but don't let it consume you to the point where it defeats you. Because I think one of the things I've seen the most over the last couple of years with people is them signing up for the marathon, and then the marathon, the race itself, becomes this overwhelming feat that just eats them alive, and they can't see themselves getting to the finish line, or they can't, see it through because they become so nervous and kind of panic at the distance, but where, you know, they just don't even show up to the race line.
Mm,
So take a step back. It's at the end of the day, listen, the marathon's a marathon. You have to, like, that distance is no joke, and it will always, always, always gain your respect. But also, it's just another race. It doesn't have to be the only thing consuming your mind for that entire training block, because if you become scared to run that first 26 point true or two, it will defeat you before you even show up to the
Mhm.
starting line. And I never want to see that happen.
Well said, man. Well said, man. Well, let's talk about the ultras real quick. Like, so you you gave us a brief sort of understanding of like, wow, I think I can go further. Um, take us to what's the difference? Like, I'm really curious as far as marathon to ultra, and like, guess what's the furthest one you've ran?
Man, let me tell you, it's a whole different life out there. It is
It's outer space.
it is like it is like crossing over from 1999 into 2000 and you didn't all just explode because of the computers or anything like that. It's just like boom, the world is colorful.
Mm,
The ultra marathon thing for me is very, very fun because it allows me, most of the races are in nature, so it allows you to connect with nature a bit. They're on trails, which helps you focus on your surroundings and kind of every step that you take. And they're just so much more relaxed. And this is my number one selling point, and this is why I think you should do it
mm,
is that if you have an audience or you have people checking in on your times and you feel intimidated by that in any way, shape, or form, they're like, Herm could have ran a much better marathon time. People can't look at a 50-mile race and go, they could do a lot better than that. People don't,
yeah,
who the
like,
hell knows how long a 50-mile race is going to take you? They might have
right,
an idea of what a good marathon looks like. Yeah, you better be sub 4 hours. You better be sub 3 hours.
right,
But as soon
right.
as you step up into ultras, they're like, "Oh,
Did you
bravo!
finish?
You moved 50 miles. It could take you 12 hours." They have
Right.
no clue if that is a good, bad, or ugly time.
That
Oh,
is
it's
a fact.
great. There's
That
no
is a fact.
pressure at
That
all,
is a
and
fact.
everyone around you. You want to talk about becoming an asshole after a race? Finish a 50 miler. Oh, nobody's coming for you. So
I
that's
got
why
the
I'm
metal
addicted to this stuff.
implanted in my chest like Iron Man.
You look
That's
like
what,
Iron Man, exactly that.
that's if
And
I
well,
run
that's
the
the funny
ultra,
thing
that's what it's
too.
gonna be.
The medals for ultras are horrible.
Oh my god.
They're so much worse. You never get a good medal. Once you get up to 100 milers, they start giving you belt buckles. Those are pretty
Okay,
cool.
those are
But
kind of
like,
cool.
I just did JFK 50. It's the
Uh,
oldest ultra marathon 50-miler in the country,
okay, okay.
and it's down in DC. Dude, I think they got the medals at the dollar store.
Oh,
Like, it's
that sounds like my first marathon. It's a medal with a sticker on it. That was
I've
like
gotten a
I'm like,
couple of those.
I just almost died. This is what you give me. All right, thank you, thank you,
I
thank
know.
you.
And then you show up to like a world major marathon and it is just this big,
An
beautiful
Olympic style
gold.
medal. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. No, I'm definitely in it for the medal. So that they're gonna have to do something about that because the cooler the medal, I'm definitely there. I don't care where it is. I just really love the medal. I'm addicted to them. So that's my vice.
It's a
I
bad
can admit to
addiction.
that. I can admit to it. I love a good medal.
For me, I allow myself to get a tattoo after every big race.
I do. I
So
get a
for me,
tattoo as
it's just
well.
for me, it's just the tattoos. Like,
Yeah.
I jokingly posted it one day, like probably a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. I'm like, book your tattoo appointment because then you'll have to finish the race. You're not going to get
Yeah.
that tattoo if you didn't finish the
Oh
race.
yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, no, this is actually what I do.
I love it, man. Yeah, no, I got my calf. Like my calf, I got
Yep.
a pretty much like a calf sleeve, and it's got all the cities
Yeah,
that
all
I've
my
ran in.
legs.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah.
just
That's
race
dope.
tattoos.
That's dope. That's dope. All right, so let's go to this last segment, which is what I like to call the knees out speed question. Like knees out is my running crew, the knees out coalition. Um, and you can answer with one word, but of course you can elaborate. But knees out means yes, and knees in means no.
All right.
So our first question is, during training, did you ever think about quitting, but still showed up for yourself?
Knees in all the time.
All right, all right. Do you think everyone has at least one marathon in them?
Knees in.
Okay, okay.
I think with enough training, anybody can cross the finish line.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree if you have a strong enough why.
Yeah.
Now
I
you'll be broken up afterwards if you don't train. You may not walk for a month, but you can finish if you got a strong why. So
I would say I would never advocate for the whole running a marathon no training. That's
I will no
crazy shit
same,
to me.
same. Yeah.
But if you get some training in there, anybody can do it.
Mhm.
That's the beauty of this thing. That's why I broke down so much that first day when I went to see Alexa or my girlfriend run the New York City Marathon,
Yeah.
was that I saw so many people from so many different walks of life. It was
Mhm.
big people, it was small people, it was
Yep.
tall people, it was everyone you could ever imagine from ages 21 to 89 out on that course. And you got to share it together and you were all in there trying to accomplish the same thing. And that is what fired me up. And it was seeing someone that at the time I probably weighed 310 pounds and me looking at a guy thinking, oh, that guy's probably about 6'2", 310 right now too. Well, shit, if he's at mile 24 on Fifth Avenue, I could be on mile 24 at Fifth Avenue. And that's what changed the mindset, was just going and seeing normal people that are out there accomplishing such a badass goal. And that's
Yep.
why I'm like, anybody could do this, you
Yep.
know? We all have the strength. It just takes a little bit of perseverance and, like you said, you're a good why. Good why will take you really
Yep.
far.
I agree. I agree. And the next question is piggybacks off of that. Do you think the marathon is more mental or physical?
Knees. Oh, I guess that wouldn't be a knees in or out. That would be. It's more
Yeah.
mental. It's 100% more
Yeah.
mental. It would. I saw a great thing the other day. What was it? I think it might have been Coach Bennett jokingly saying something like, "Running is 100% physical, but also 100% mental." So yeah, the,
He's not wrong. He's not
no, not at all. Because
wrong.
the marathon is such you can honestly although mile 20, mile 18, mile 22 is kind of the range where you'll hit the wall, you can really bury yourself super, super early. If you think way early on, mile 2, mile 3, no, this pace feels too fast for today,
Yep.
and I
Yep.
have to do
Yep.
this for 23 more times. 23, and then every number that clicks by, you're like, "Oh, no, I'm not getting any closer, any faster." And then that just becomes all-consuming. The you wanna know the hardest one for me, this past race season, twice it happened. Um, the Garmin gives you a score when you first start running. It's like a range from, like, -8 to +8.
Okay.
Anything positive is always good, anything negative is not positive.
Okay.
So on
Right,
both of
right,
my
right, right.
race days this fall, I had a -4, and they tell you this a mile into your run, and I'm like, "Oh, Garmin, I really needed you to take the day off and just not
Right, right.
tell me anything.
Right,
You're
right,
telling me
right.
I'm a -4 and I still have
And I just
25
started?
miles to go?" And that can be really, really mentally hard if you kind of think about
No.
that data a little bit too much, because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do so much to prepare for the day, right? You lay out your clothes, you do your flat lay, you get all your fuel together, you wake up extra early, you trim your
Mhm.
toenails, you do whatever, you have to do. And then your stupid watch tells you that you don't feel good? You're like, "I did everything. I lined this up so that you would tell me it was going to be the best day of my entire life." So that can be really mentally hard,
And
and
no, definitely.
that will chew you up super early into a race. So yes,
Yeah.
100% mental, 90% physical. There we
Okay.
go.
All right. All right. All right. My next question is, do you think running changes a person beyond the mile?
Yeah. Yes, 100%. I don't know. I haven't been able to figure out how to explain this one yet. It's a working theory, and it's something I've been thinking about a lot. But I think runners learn empathy in a different way than anyone else in the world. Maybe bikers too. But I think it's kind of comes in the notion that we explore the world by foot, right? I think so often we get caught up traveling by train, by car, by plane, and we don't think about the people or the things that surround us. When you're going to a new city and you're exploring by foot, you're seeing so many different things and so many different people and so many different situations that you will probably not notice traveling in any other way. And
Mm.
I think that by doing that, you learn so, so much about cultures and neighborhoods and people and everything that comes along with it. I mean, these are things that you really wouldn't get to experience unless you're just out there roaming.
Yes.
And I think runners truly have a level of empathy that, you know, I would just say a heightened level of empathy. And it comes from being, kind and courteous to your other runners along the path, but also then the
Mhm.
people whose blocks and neighborhoods you're entering when you're out on that run. I would rather be running through a neighborhood than along the side of the freeway any day of the weeks. But at the same time, like, I gotta know, like, I'm entering your space, so, like, give a wave, say
Yeah.
hi, introduce yourself. And I think that that's something that, we really own, and it's kind of
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah. No, the running community is such a positive and a community that embraces um with healing energy.
Mm,
And that's why I truly love marathon race day. Because it has nothing to do with the mileage. It has nothing to do with the miles. It has everything to do with when you go to New York and you feel that love, and you can feel the people being inspired by your actions. Like just how
yeah.
you became a runner and just sort of the full circle of it all is like it was that energy that came over you that made you not only want to do it, but make you believe you can do it.
Mhm. It's so
Like,
strange to say, but you can feel the energy
yes,
literally passing
yes,
between people. I'll never be able to explain how it's being done. The only other time I've ever felt this, and this is just because 'cause I'm a big Deadhead, is, like, at a Grateful Dead concert where you just feel like, and that might be the drugs, I don't know, but that's, like, it's just, like, the love and the passion and
yeah,
everything just literally leaving your body and transferring to someone else's.
yeah,
New York City Marathon's the only other place I've ever felt that in my entire life, where it just
yeah, I
like,
agree.
and you lose all sense of control over your
Yes,
emotions and feeling because,
yes, you
you
do.
know, it's a positive energy that just takes over and sets you free.
Yeah, man. It's those sort of spiritual connections that come through when you get a group of people that are aligned, and at marathon just everybody's there for different reasons, and it's usually built through their hearts. Like they're running for
Yeah.
their everybody's there for their runner, or for a runner that is running for their why. And you don't even need to know why, but you believe in them. And like that is it's a unique space that in this human experience is it's very rare you go into any spaces where there's no opposition but just positivity, and that's what marathon race day feels to me, man. But yeah, Alex, man, this has been incredible, man. It's been an incredible conversation, man. um what's the upcoming races you got? You got another ultra?
Ooh.
What's the next thing on the plate?
I wish I could tell you. I know for a fact that I have a 50K coming up here in April,
Okay,
early
okay,
April. And then after that, man, I don't know. I don't know where I want to take this year yet.
okay,
I I might want to run another fast marathon. I kind of want to
okay.
run a really fast half marathon. I
Yeah,
kind of really want to run a 100K race. So one of those three things might happen. Two of them, I'm not quite sure yet. I
yeah.
guess we'll find out. I think New York City is going to happen again this year.
Okay,
If I get everything to go my way, the way that I hope to see the
that's right.
fall out, I will be running New York City with my best friend, the guy that I turned to in New York and said, "I'm gonna do this next year," because now I feel like I've convinced him
All
to
right, I
run it.
love it.
So
Yes, yes, yes.
that's
Well,
hopefully in the fall, and then outside of that, I don't know. I might not run too many races this year. I'm so
that's
in
what
love
we
with
all
the
say.
training process, and at this point, races just kind of hinder my 70-mile weeks, where like it makes
Really?
me not want to run for the next couple days,
I
and
got
so
you. I got
I'm
you.
just
No,
like,
I know what you're saying.
I just
Yep,
wanna stay in
yep.
my routine. I've
Yeah.
become a creature of that.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Well, listen, man, good luck on all the upcoming runs, man. Listen, everybody out there, please follow and subscribe. This is another episode of Mal 20 Mindset. Peace, y'all.